Before anything existed, before time, stars or angels, there was only God. In that endless moment, God created his first warrior spirit, Michael. His very name was a question of power and truth. Michael, who was like God. Michael wasn't just given a title. His name described his purpose. Among all the angels, Michael stood as the strongest and most loyal. Heaven was filled with countless beautiful and powerful beings. Lucifer was the most stunning in appearance and voice, but Michael carried unmatched strength and courage. Where Lucifer was beauty and music, Michael was power and the sword. Then came the unthinkable. 1/3 of the angels followed Lucifer when he rose up in pride and shouted, "I will rise above the stars of God." But Michael did not hesitate. He stepped forward before the throne of God, raised his sword, and thundered the cry that shook heaven. The beginning of the cosmic battle. Lucifer, now called Satan, the adversary, rose in rebellion. He gathered an enormous army of powerful beings, once radiant but now burning with stolen darkness. They moved like a storm, carrying weapons made of shadow and fire. Michael rose to meet the threat with unstoppable courage. His presence was like living fire, bright, fierce, and pure. He carried a sword of eternal flame, a symbol of truth and justice that could not be extinguished. When the two forces met, the impact shook the early universe. Waves of power blasted through the empty void. It was as if the clash created sparks that would become stars. The battle wasn't minutes or hours. It lasted longer than human minds can imagine. Satan's attacks were so strong they could tear apart stars, but Michael's strength matched him. Each strike created ripples of color and energy. What looked like destruction actually shaped the future universe. Clouds of glowing dust, galaxies forming from the echoes of their clash. At the end of the battle, Michael overcame the adversary. In one final act of power, Satan's fall began, not as a single moment, but as a never-ending descent. It was the beginning of his separation from the light. The reality behind Revelation 12:7-9 unfolded. A cosmic war had taken place, and the forces of rebellion were cast out. Satan and his followers lost their place in the higher realms forever. Michael did not chase the fallen army. His mission was never destruction, it was protection. His duty was to guard the throne, to stand for what is right, and to let judgment belong only to God. After Satan was cast out, Michael received another eternal title, the great prince who protects your people. This means Michael became the guardian of God's people, always watching, always defending, always standing on their side. For many centuries, Michael fought battles humans couldn't see. These weren't normal fights. These were conflicts over nations, kingdoms, and the direction of history itself. In Daniel 10, the moment Daniel prayed and fasted for 21 days, heaven sent an answer right away. But the answer didn't reach him because a powerful fallen being, called the Prince of Persia, blocked the messenger angel from coming through. Michael came down alone to help, one archangel against a being that ruled an entire empire in the spiritual world. The battle was so intense that the messenger angel could not escape until Michael arrived with overwhelming force. When Michael reached the battlefield, he didn't take hours or days. He shattered the Prince of Persia in one strike. There was no long fight, no slow defeat, just instant, unstoppable victory. Later, Michael confronted another world-ruling power, the Prince of Greece. These were not small demons. These were high-ranking beings, second only to Satan in authority. And just like before, Michael crushed them. He stood alone against the greatest fallen powers on earth and defeated them all. After Moses died on Mount Nebo, something unexpected happened. Satan came to take Moses' body. Why? According to ancient tradition, Satan wanted to use Moses' body as an idol, something people could worship, which would lead Israel into dark practices and break their connection with God. To prevent this, Michael was sent to personally bury Moses. This moment shows how important Moses was, that heaven sent its greatest protector to guard his body. When Satan arrived, he began to accuse. Moses belongs to me. He was a sinner, he killed an Egyptian. Satan tried to use Moses' past to claim ownership of him. Michael didn't argue, he didn't shout, he didn't attack Satan, even though he had the power to defeat him instantly. Instead, Michael showed true strength, controlled power. Michael spoke only one line, the strongest rebuke he could give. The Lord rebuke you." He left judgment to God, not his own strength. At those words, Satan fled. This moment shows Michael's true greatness. Real strength is knowing when not to use it. He chose honor, discipline, and obedience over violence. That is what made him the greatest protector in all of creation. The book of Revelation shows Michael's last and greatest mission on earth. In the end times, when Satan makes one final attempt to attack heaven and overthrow God, Michael rises once more to face him. Revelation 12:7 repeats the same words used for the first heavenly war. Michael and his angels fought with the dragon, but now Satan is weaker. Centuries of defeat have drained his power. Michael throws him down to earth for the last 3.5 years of chaos. Daniel 12:1 declares, "At that time Michael shall stand up, and there will be a time of trouble like never before." But it also promises that the faithful will be rescued. Everyone whose name is written in God's book. When the Bible says Michael will stand up, it doesn't mean simply rising. In Hebrew, it means to take command like a king going to war. For a short but glorious moment, Michael will lead heaven's armies openly on earth. When Michael draws his sword, demons will flee instantly. When he blows his trumpet, nations will shake. This won't be a hidden battle. It will be the final showdown between darkness and light. Michael once defeated Satan at the peak of his strength, back when Satan led 1/3 of all the angels. Think about that. Michael stood against the largest rebellion heaven had ever seen, and won. Throughout history, Michael has crushed fallen powers that controlled entire nations and empires. These dark forces were ancient, powerful, and feared, but Michael took them down by himself. In the final days, Michael will once again confront Satan, and this time, he will throw him down to earth permanently. Satan will lose his place in heaven forever. There is only one being in existence who has ever restrained Michael: God himself. According to 2 Thessalonians, Michael is the one holding back the rise of the Antichrist until the exact moment God allows. With all his power, Michael never boasts. He never accepts worship. He refuses to reveal his name when asked. Whenever he is praised, he points all glory back to God. That humility is what makes him truly great. Till date, the mighty Archangel Michael still stands before God's throne. His sword is drawn, his wings shine like burning fire, and his eyes glow with unshakable strength. He stands guard over heaven and watches over the world below. Michael is not a soft, gentle angel sitting on clouds with a harp. He is a warrior, scarred from countless battles, trained by God himself, and ready to fight for righteousness. He carries the weight of ages in his armor. He is the commander of heaven's armies, strong, fearless, and loyal. Every angel under his leadership trusts him completely, because he has protected creation since the beginning of time. And until the final trumpet sounds, Michael continues to watch over the world. He waits patiently, fully prepared, ready to rise again when God calls him to act. That is the meaning of Michael's name, and his very existence is the answer. No one compares to God, and Michael's strength and loyalty are eternal proof of that truth. And that brings us to the end of today's journey. If this story opened your eyes or made you think differently about Michael and the battles we never see, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next chapter. Thank you for watching. Stay blessed, and remember, the fight isn't over, but we're never alone. See you in the next one.